Hi guys, welcome back. In this video we're gonna talk about offshore excursions on a cruise ship. When you're cruising, and of course you have the port of calls and you want to do some excursions. There are mainly three ways to book the excursions. The first one is through the ship, the second one is through the internet, and the third one is going off board and do it yourself. So I'm gonna talk a little bit more about those three because I experienced them all three by myself, and there's some pros and cons for all of them. So this is what I want to share with you, just the in and outs of the three ways of booking your excursion. If it comes to the first one, it's the booking your cruise through the cruise company. Actually, it's the most expensive one, to be honest. But on the other hand, it's also the safest. Because for what circumstances there will be, your excursion, if you book it through the ship, will always be refunded if the ship can't dock in any port of call, or there is an emergency and they have to skip a port of call, or they have to reschedule and go to another port. So there's always a refund. The cruise company takes care of that, to refund you or even to reschedule you to another tour or excursion what you want. So the most expensive one, but also the most secured one. Then it comes to the second one, through the internet. There are certain websites like TripAdvisor, which I use as well, where you can look up the port of call and look for the 10 best things to do in, let's say, Nassau. It gives you a certain tourist excursions, what you can do there, and most probably they will give you also the companies that are organizing, for example, horseback riding tours, snorkeling tours, and 99% there is a link to their website where you can book the excursion. Downside of this is you're never sure if those companies are really trustworthy. So do your diligence and look it up by googling the name of the company, see the reviews and decide then. Keep in mind, there is normally no refunds if for any reason you don't stop at that port of call, so you probably will lose your money. But in the end, it's more or less 30% cheaper than booking on the cruise ship itself. Then we come to the third one. The third one is going off board, explore yourself, and leave the day in hands of whatever is happening when you leave the ship. This is one of my favorites because I don't like to be attached to one of the excursions through the ship, because I don't know how I feel that day, if I want to do an excursion, if I'm interested to. So same counts for the internet bookings. So I rather prefer to go off ship, see what people are offering, because every cruise, every port of call, there are plenty of people waiting for you, waiting for passengers and clients to show them around the island, to do some snorkeling tours, to do some horseback riding, scooter rentals, name it. There are always guys waiting at the gate for you to offer you the possibility to explore the island or the village or the city you're in. So I personally like this because, one, it's half the price of booking through the ship. Two, I can decide on the same day if I want to do an excursion or not. And three, you get some couleur locale from the island or the city you're in. So these are not organized or not related companies to the cruise company, so they have to work for their money, and they know that 60% of the passengers leaving the ship are connected with excursions through the ship, so they have to work hard to get people in and to earn their money and to secure their income. So I rather prefer that. Downside is that if you don't make it at time on the ship and the ship leaves, you're on your own. So you have to make sure that you're back early before the end time that you have to be on the ship. Otherwise the ship will leave and leave you behind, and you can make sure that you catch up on the next port of call. So that's the downside of it, because these guys are not related to the cruise company, so they don't carry or they don't carry on the procedure of being on time, back on time on the ship. So as they are offering their services to all the tourists, not only from the cruise passengers, so make sure that you agree on with them to be back on time. You never know what's happening. They can get a flat tire, or you can get stuck in a traffic jam there. Being on your own means being on your own, so the ship will not wait. On the contrary, if you book it through the ship, they will wait for their passengers because they are responsible for you. So that being said, there's some pros and cons for each one of the way of booking your excursions. Personally, I gave you my favorites. I did it as well in Norwegian and Norway. So in the Norwegian fjords, I did it on my own. We booked the e-bikes to go up to one of the fjords. I did it in Civitavecchia in Rome as well. You could book the tour through the ship, but you could easily go to the train station, book your train to the center, come back, and next day do the same. And it saves us half the money for the same journey, because the same train ticket would cost you double on the ship, because they have to earn on it as well. So, and as cruising is pretty much expensive already, not only the cruise but also the drinking packages, all the different stuff you can buy or would like to buy on the ship. So I always try to make a combination between the secured excursions. If there's an excursion that I definitely want to do, for example, if you go in the winter into Norway, you want to do the husky tour or something like that, just to give you an example. Yeah, then I don't want to rely on doing the tour on your own, booking through the internet. I would recommend you to book it through the ship, so it's guaranteed, because these are very hot excursions and they are pretty much fast sold out. So this one I should do. There are certain excursions that you should book through the ship, and don't mind that you're paying extra, but it's assured, and you have your excursion that you really wanted to do. So I think that's more or less all about excursions. If you have any questions about excursions, how I do the bookings, which websites I'm using, just put it down in the comments, and I will be more than happy to answer you and to help you out with it. Meanwhile, just like my comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video. Bye.